Okay. Settle in. This week I'm focusing on the lotus flower. And the reason is that the lotus is a symbol of enlightenment. You see it in Buddhism and in yoga everywhere, the lotus flower. Because of that. And the reason it's a symbol of enlightenment is because it came up it, from the muddy waters, and it struggles to come up from the waters. And when it comes up, it reveals this beautiful, pristine flower, and it soaks up that sunlight that allowed it, that brought it this knowledge. So it is about enlightenment. It is also represents purity of heart. So we're going to start today with a lotus mudra. So bring your forearms together and your hands together. Bring it into a prayer. Keep your fingertips glued together as you bend your knuckles to create the lotus bud. If your forearms have to come apart, that's perfectly fine. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, and on your exhale, open up the flower, keeping your pinky and your thumb closed, glued together, while your other fingers serve as the other petals of the lotus flower. Bring the flower to your heart. Send that beauty from your heart out forward. Send it to the side. Bring it through center to the other side. Bring it to center and bring it back to your heart. Come back to the bud of the lotus. And we're going to do cats and dogs with our lotus flower. So you can swivel around the side of your chair, or you can just move away from it to give yourself space in the back. I'm moving around so you can see this better. So you're going to inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to send that bud forward, your spine behind you. On an exhale, it's coming back to your heart. Your spine is moving forward. Exhale, this time open up the flower. Inhale, bring the bud to your heart. Exhale, open the flower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And bring your hands back to your heart. I'm going to come back round again to center. Release your arms. We're going to start opening up our neck. Send your right ear to your right shoulder. Feel the stretch on the left side of your neck. If it's especially tight, breathe into it. Breathe into it deeply and exhale, let it go. Breathe in deeply, exhale, let it go. Once more. Inhale your head to neutral. Exhale, other side. Inhale, breathe into that stress, to the tightness. Exhale, free it. Inhale, breathe into it. Exhale, let it loosen up. Inhale, exhale. Bring your head back to neutral. Send your nose to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Send your nose down to your lap. And notice if you feel any stretch in the back of your neck. Now, breathe into it and let it go. Breathe into it and let it go. Breathe in and let it go. And lift your head back up to neutral. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Opposite. Send them back, up, forward, and down. And then come to relaxed shoulders. Bring your right hand to your right shoulder. Allow your hand to come back behind your shoulder and your elbow to reach up to the sky. Take your left hand on your right elbow. Did I say elbow to the sky? Should have been elbow. You know what I mean. Okay. And make circles with your hand. You're making the circles with your elbow to loosen up your shoulder socket, but it's your hand making the circles, doing the work, not your elbow, not your arm. You're just using your left hand to make the circles, and then come back to normal and release both. Shake your hands, arms. And then we'll do the other side. Elbow as high as you can. Right arm takes left elbow, make circles. When we do this, one of the benefits is that we are waking up and warming the synovial fluids that allow us to allow the cartilage, allow the motion of our ball and socket joints. And release your arms back down by your side. All right, good. Come a little bit more to the edge of your chair. Step your feet out so that your ankles are under your knees, and make circles with your whole torso. Let it come from your hip sockets. And next time you're forward, pause, go the other way. And then come back to stand. Bring both arms up alongside your ears. And willow to the right. Come through center, willow to the left. And keep this going like a willow tree blowing in the wind from side to side. And then come back to center and release your arms. Right. So let's wake up our glutes, and we'll do that. You take the side of the chair or the seat, come on the ball of your right foot, lift your right hip, bring it down. Lift your left hip, bring it down. And go back and forth. And come back to sit to center. Nice long spine. Lift your right leg any amount. Rotate your foot. Both directions. And then point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then put that back down. Other side. Lift your leg. This is about your ankle. So rotate. But you'll also feel it reaching up to the back of your calf, the lower portions, and a little bit in your shin. Go the other way. And point and flex. And bring your feet together. Right. So you're going to send your arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. And you're going to reach in front of you. You're going to press your feet into the floor and come up, not quite to stand, to almost a chair, somewhere between standing and sitting. Then you're going to push your feet into the mat and straighten. You're going to bend your knees and come back to your chairless chair, Utkatasana. Inhale, exhale, come back to your chair. Make sure it's there. And bring your hands down by your side. Right. We're going to do that again. Arms up. Push into your feet, come to stand in an awkward chair pose. Push in to the floor, come to stand. Bend your knees and begin your journey. Pause here in midair. Inhale and exhale down to your chair. Good. Right. So we're going to do a sun salutation. So open your legs a little bit to the corners of the chair. Inhale, gather. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, place your left hand on the mat. Exhale, open up, fan open to the right with your right arm. And this is a twist from your center, so your whole torso is twisting here. Inhale, exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, exhale, other side. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. Fly out and up and down the center line. Inhale. Exhale, fold. This time, bring your forearms on your thighs. Inhale, exhale, look up to the left. Keep both arms. Your left elbow may come up a little bit. You're looking up. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Inhale, look up to the right, looking up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, fold back down. Inhale, send your arms back behind you. Exhale, bring them all the way back up. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Right. And bring your hands down to your lap and take a couple of breaths. Bring your hands inside your thighs, the backs of your hands against your thigh. You're going to push your hands into your thighs into your hands. So inhale, push, exhale, release. Inhale, push, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale. Come out to the sides, palms on your outer thigh. Inhale, push, exhale, release. Inhale, 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 and release. Right. So cross your right leg over your left, bringing your ankle on your thigh. And a very good thing to do here, and we don't do this often enough, is to work our toes. So bring each finger, this is a little weird, right? Feels odd, but it's a good thing to do. And you might need a little help to interlace your toes. If that's a little too freaky for you, then, fake it. And then you're going to bend your toes forward and then bring them back. Bend forward, hold your heel, because this is just your toes. You don't want your ankle working. And release it, right? So this is a pigeon leg, right? You want to inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to come forward just a little bit. You're going to inhale, and you're going to exhale, come forward a little bit more. You're going to inhale, and you're going to exhale, and you're going to come forward your complete range. Maybe your chin can hook over your shin. Maybe not. You can probably feel this in your that's your abductors on the outside of your thigh. And slowly, slowly unfold, uncross, other side. All right. Get set up first with your ankle over your thigh, your right foot flat on the floor, and interlace your toes with your fingers. Okay. That's like those little things, if you've ever had a pedicure, they put between your feet. It's a little different with your fingers, right? So again, you want to make sure this is about your toes. So you're going to bend them and open them. Metatarsals here too get worked. All right, and let that go. Release it. So your knee and your foot in hand. Inhale, exhale 1/3 of the way. Inhale, exhale 2/3. Inhale, exhale all the way. Push your right foot into the mat and unfold. So just something I want to show you about that bend when you come forward. What we don't want to do is bend our shoulders. You want to keep them straight, like this is all one piece. And when you bend, you should bend from your hip creasers. So here's the pelvic bone, right? So think about the pelvis and everything above it as one piece, so that when you bend, you're using your big hip flexors here, where you have the most ability, the greatest ability to bend. You're putting too much pressure on your lumbar spine when you bend like this. So you want to bend. And this, I think, Mary, you probably know that too. I mean, if you have a lumbar issue, and even if you don't want to put so much pressure on it by bending from there. So, because you're compressing the discs, right? So you want to get your pelvis and come forward as one piece. Do it with me. And notice the difference. Now, your joints might not be as loose, as flexible yet. They will get there over time, but they'll only get there if you try it this way. So maybe you don't go as far, but it's important to protect your back. Come all the way up. All right, good. Okay. All right, it's probably time to come up to stand. So I'd like to work a little bit. I'm going to change this around for a moment. I'd like to start by working on triangle pose, because that's a lovely heart opening pose. We don't do it a lot, I realize, in this class, and it's a great pose, right? So have the chair on your side and walk. I have my right foot here, walk it underneath. And step your back foot. So think about warrior 2 feet. It's the same thing, the heel to the arch. Your back heel is at a slight angle. Your back leg is long and straight. So the difference in warrior 2, this leg is bent, but what we're going to do is straighten your leg. And you'll notice that when you do that, you automatically are lifting your hip a little bit, right? So bring your hand to the top of your thigh, your right hand to the top of your right thigh, or left if you're on your left. So this goes back to what I was talking about. This is one line. Triangle has all straight lines. So from the crown of your head all the way down to your sits bones, you want one line. So you're bending from your hip. So push into your thigh to allow your torso to come down. Now you can bring your right arm inside your right leg or place it on the chair. That might be a little bit more comfortable for now and allow you a little bit more leverage. So I recommend that. And then bring your left hand all the way up, fingers pointing to the sky. And you want to look up at your left hand in triangle. You want to, it doesn't mean you will. All right, and we opened up our neck, so this may help, that may have helped a little bit to make it a little easier to do that. Then bring your hand down, bend your knee slightly to come back up. All right, let's do that again. Straighten your right leg, your leg that's near the chair. Bring your hand to the top of your thigh. So again, what we're doing in triangle, so just watch me for a second, is our whole pelvis is, and the torso goes, the rest of the torso goes with it. So you're stacking one hip, one pelvic bone on top of the other. And you can do that with leverage here. So that's how you stay straight, how your spine stays straight. You bend from here. So let's do that together now. Hand on your thigh, lift your left hip, Bring your right hand to the seat of the chair. Open up your heart. Send your arms straight up, fingers to the sky. Look up at your hand or up to the sky. Try not to lock your right leg. I always have to correct myself. That's like a natural thing that I do. And I always have to fix it a little bit. You don't want to lock any joints. Bend your right leg and come back up. Good. All right. Okay, so we're going to go to Warrior One. And the reason that I wanted to do, I know we've been doing a lot of Warrior One, and it's a great pose to do, Virabhadrasana 1. And the reason it's important too is because think about that lotus flower that has to come up from the mud, right? You have to be a warrior to get through all that stuff. So we need to strengthen our inner warrior. So step your right leg inside. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't do triangle on the other side. Shame on me. Oh, and we have to do it twice. All right. So we'll come back to that. All right. So left leg is inside for me now. Right leg is out. You can bend it at first a little bit, then straighten it. All right. Have I got you? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Hand on your thigh. Lift your pelvis and your, whoops. Lift your pelvis. Bring your hand to the chair seat. Look up at your hand. Bend your left knee, your inside knee, and come up. One more time. So again, but one thing I didn't point out before is, again, to keep your spine straight, you also need your shoulders to be as long and straight. Yeah. So think about your shoulder in line with your leg so that your heart stays open as your hips come down. So here we go. Good. Look up at your hand or wherever your hand is. All right, bend your knee, your knee near the chair, come up and step away. So Warrior One. So I'm coming to the back of the chair now, stepping my right foot inside. So I like to use the feet of the legs of the chair to help keep my legs in line. Step your left leg back so that those toes are in line with the chair. I have this foot a little bit inside. You're going to bend your front knee. You're going to send your arms back behind you. You're going to inhale and come all the way up to your Warrior One. You're going to bring your hands into a prayer before battle. And then bring that prayer down to your heart. Bring your hand to the chair. Both hands. You're going to step on your right leg, and you're going to lift off your back leg, bringing your hands straight down on the back of the chair. You're going to bring it back down. You're going to do that again. So you might want to move your right leg a little bit farther away from the chair. It really doesn't matter, whatever works better for you. So you're going to spring off your back leg and come up onto your front leg and lift your leg back behind you. Put it down. Do it again. Lift it up. Put it down. Okay. Let's switch sides. So first we come to our warrior one. Hips somewhat squared with the back of the chair, your feet lined up with the chair legs, bent knee. Inhale, exhale. Warrior one, getting ready for a battle. This wonderful shape with the arms, you know, it's a victory sign all over the world for everyone. It's a sign of victory. It's even a little V shape. Bring your hands to your prayer. Look up at your prayer. Bring your prayer to your heart. Bring your hands to the chair. Step on your left foot. Come on the ball of your right foot. Spring off your right foot. Weight on your left. Lift your leg. Bring it back down. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it down. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. All right. And bring both your legs together. Bring your hands on to the chair. Oh yeah, we have until 11:15, right? Yeah, 10:30. Okay, good. Good, good. All right. Bring your hands onto the chair. You're going to bend your right leg. Bend your elbows. Send your foot to the sky. Push into your left leg. Bring everything down. Bend your left knee. Send it back behind you. Push into your right leg. Send your left foot to the sky. Bring it back down. Good. Take a breath. Right. So we're going to do a little pedaling in place, but you're going to keep the ball of your foot down on the mat. So alternate from one to the other. So your toe joints should be nice and flexible now for this, right? Okay. So you're going to flatten on your feet, and then you're going to come up on to the top of the balls of your feet, tiptoe. I'm going to hold it for a moment, and you're going to bring it down. Come up on high as you can on your toes. Bring it down. Once more. And bring it down. Good. Okay. So I think, yeah, no, we're still good. I keep looking at different clocks that have different times. All right. So let's do my favorite. So right foot at 12, left at 2. Bend, I don't even know where 2 is. Bend your knees and rock and rock. Again, do whatever you want with your hands, but rock your hips. It's really, really good. We've done a lot of work on our hip joints today. And come to stand. Bring your left leg in to a clock with your right. Bend your knees and rock and roll. And come to stillness. All right. So we're going to do the chair pose that we did before, only without the chair, okay? But the chair is here if you need it. This time, make sure your arms are alongside your ears. You're going to bend your knees and come down to sit. You want to keep a long spine, so you don't want to curl your spine. You want to, again, keep your shoulders square, straight line like a T, shoulder to shoulder, top to bottom, right? Push into the mat, come up to stand. Sit down in your chair. Push into the mat, come up to stand. One last time, sit in your chair. Come up to stand, release your arms. Okay. So now you're ready to run a marathon. Right. Okay. So come back down to sit. Let's revisit our lotus. And this time we're going to come to our bud. We're going to bring our bud down onto our lap. We're going to think about that lotus coming up out of the murky waters and blossoming as it reaches up for the sun. Bring your hands down, your forearms on your lap, a bud. Inhale your hands up, soak up the sun. Exhale, bring them down into your bud. Take your bud and transform it into a prayer at your heart. Our final forward fold. And we'll do this in a sun salutation. Inhale and exhale. And come to your forward fold. Your forearms may be on your thighs, or your arms may be inside your legs. Whatever you're doing, you want to make your head bow down. You want an inversion. Come to a flat back, coming up halfway. If your forearms were not on your thighs, bring them there. And come up the rest of the way. Keep your head bowed because you were down for a long time. You don't want to get dizzy. And very slowly, come up to sit. And make yourself comfortable. Get comfortable to come into your Shavasana. Your Shavasana seat. whatever that means for you. Feel your whole body melting into the earth, giving in to gravity. Feel the weight of your body and allow it. Allow it to melt. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. We are going through a transformative time, coming out of the darkness into the light. If your head is bowed down, lift it up. Relax your arms by your side. Shake them out. Roll your head, circle it. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. And get yourself ready. If you're staying for meditation, I'm going to slip my little socks on. And your feet are flat on the earth. We're going to continue on the journey of the lotus. So close your eyes and come inside. Follow your breath, don't change it, just follow the motion of your breath as you inhale and exhale. And any distractions that may occur during the meditation, just come back to your breath. It's okay. Let them go and come back to your breath. Bring your awareness to your heart center. Feel your heartbeat. Now imagine yourself outdoors on a beautiful day, along a beautiful path. The trees all around you sleeping for the winter, lying dormant, waiting for the spring, closing their eyes, resting. And as you walk along this path, you'll notice up ahead there is a pond, a very beautiful and large pond. It's a large area. And as you walk up to it, you'll notice this beautiful lotus flower hovering above a lily pad. And as if that lotus flower, the one that you spot with its beautiful pink leaves, as if it could invite you in, it does, as if it could speak, it invites you to learn about its journey. And it takes you to the depth of the pond. It allows you to see it through a special lens. And you can see the bottom of the pond. And you can see a seed falling in the mud and covered by the currents. Very gentle, very slow moving pond. And you notice how muddy, how deep in mud the bottom of this pond is. Like there's no way that this little seed can come up from that bottom. And yet it does. It begins to break through its little green head. Although it's hard to tell its color in this muddy water. But it lifts its head and begins to rise from the mud. And along the way, it's still extremely murky, and there are dangers. There are sea creatures, there's algae. There are all kinds of things that get in its way, in its path. But nothing stops it. It begins its rise purely on faith. It knows that to continue this journey, it must get stronger. So it thickens its stem. It gets thicker and thicker so that it can safely make the journey up. Its little budded head works as a spear through the muddy waters. And while there are times that it feels so threatened, so at a loss, stuck in the darkness, it continues its journey upward. And it eventually comes to a place in the water where it can see some light. And it pierces through the top of the water and finds itself amongst the lily pads as they invite this lotus, Padma, to use its leafy green, wide green leaves as a throne. And as it lifts its head above the water through the lily pad, it begins to drink up the sunlight. It sees the light and it opens. Every petal opens slowly. One by one, they open to drink in the knowledge that's contained in the light. To drink it in and allow that light to flow throughout it so that it can stay above the water. It now understands, and it's welcoming you to enjoy its beautiful, pristine pink petals. And all its neighbors, other lotus blossoms surrounding it, smile in the knowledge that they have attained an enlightened sense, where they now understand the power of light and how all it takes is to keep the faith, keep moving upward, keep moving toward that light. To drink it in, to make it part of you, so that you can sustain any kind of change in weather. And as the sun goes down and falls below the horizon, and the light fades to dark, the lotus closes its petals, coming back to a beautiful pod to save its energy, to keep it stored inside, to stay closed in the dark, knowing that the sun will come again and it can flourish again. And when the sun rises again, it opens up its petals. And you come back to your heart center, acknowledging and recognizing any pain, all the hurt that you've had to endure, all the challenges, all of the struggles, and yet you moved forward unless you continued into the light. For it's there that there is great knowledge, and you can soak in that light to sustain you, to keep you strong, and knowing that it's there, that it will never fail you, will allow you to keep strong and keep moving upward and forward. Feel that light inside of you, allowing it to fill every cell in your body. Take a deep breath. Bow your head. And slowly lift it up as you open your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart in the shape of the lotus bud. And open up your lotus. Let those petals move forward and up and share them with everyone in your life. Share the beauty, share the knowledge, share the light. Thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.